Do with us, Cao Cao.
Do not be hasty for answers. Before I decide your fate, I ask you this. Why, and for what cause, did you take up arms?
Isn't that obvious? To survive. Not a single man is here simply for the love of the fight. But fighting and stealing in order to survive, that is all we have left.
How selfish. Do you not think of those you steal from?
What are you saying? Don't tell me you've forgotten. It was you government officials who stole from us in the first place.
In times of strife like these, one cannot survive without taking from others. I suppose you have realized that as well. I have one more question for you, Yellow Turbans. Do you want to live?
What if we do? Are you planning to pardon us?
No.
A new society.
One in which we create, protect, and share, rather than live in this endless cycle of stealing. If you would like to see such a society, then join us. We will give you all something to live for. You have my word, as the one who defeated your leader, Zhang Jiao.
This is Puyang.
It's a well-maintained town. It's hard to believe 1 million people have just arrived. They have taken in the Yellow Turbans and reshaped them into the Qing militia. They remain a fighting force, but in peacetime, they mostly train and help in the fields. It's simple in theory, but they are dealing with huge numbers of people. In practice, it must take a lot of work.
Repairing buildings, distributing land ownership, enforcing the law. To develop so much in such a short time.
Yes, it is quite astonishing. The fact that he managed to bring those wild bandits under his control, instead of executing them. It gives me hope that we will succeed in restoring order to this era of incessant chaos.
Yes. There are none who deserve our support more than Lord Cao Cao. The evil of Dongzhou had to be eliminated. But there was nothing I could do alone. Of course, I also spoke with Lord Wan Yun. But I lacked allies, and could not spur him into action.
Interesting. How talkative he is all of a sudden.
I think perhaps Lord Shunyo has had too much to drink.
Ah, so that's what's loosened his lips. But perhaps it's not such a bad thing. This is a chance for those serving Lord Cao Cao to get to know each other. Besides, it can be fun to watch such a taciturn man loosen up for once.
Only you could look so kindly on a drunken Lord Shunyo.
And that was when, despite all my efforts, we were captured by Dongzhou's troops. I have never felt such shame. For a moment there, I was ready to die. Luckily, a house guest of Wan Yun's came to my rescue. In fact, this man here looks just like... Huh. At once I feel sober. I never thought I would meet my savior like this.
Does this mean that you were the one who saved Lord Shunyo in Luoyang? Well, what an honor it is to meet you. I am Shunyu, a relative of Lord Shunyo. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
I am Guojia. I only just met these two, at the governor's castle. If you're here in Puyang, does that mean you've entered Lord Cao Cao's service? Oh, my apologies. I assumed that you were like us.
We are all drawn to Puyang because of Lord Cao Cao's reputation.
I hope we get the chance to fight side by side.
Do not take training lightly. It's idiots like you that end up dragging down their units, and by extension, the entire army. Do you think you can get through this with that lackadaisical attitude? Let me tell you, I'll have you court-martialed unless you shape up.
What? Surely that's going too far. I was only taking a moment's rest. Please, could you make Lord Eugene see sense? If we keep training this hard, it wouldn't surprise me if someone died.
You are the one that Lord Cao Cao summoned, aren't you? Well, if you have something to say, then say it. Being liked is all well and good, but if these men are not trained properly, the consequences will be dire. Lord Cao Cao has entrusted me with taking these men from Qin and turning them into proper soldiers. They have been in many battles, and yet have never had any real training. They have no understanding of strategy, procedure, or the underlying principles of war. That can only end in disaster. I suggest you also take care to train with sufficient diligence. That is, unless you wish to die a nobody.
Lord Cao Cao is the only one we can trust to let us live our lives in peace.